Hello, everybody. This is Grimcad. We are here for some Dungeons and Dragons. We are playing 3.5 edition, and we are in the homebrew world of Toria. I'm joined by some of my friends, who will introduce themselves and say a brief word or two about whom they are playing, and then we will go ahead and start. Nanu, I believe, is actually not here. He's here, but he's taking care of something right now, so he'll be back in a minute. So, Okan, would you like to say hi?
Hello there, I'm Okan, the depressed Turk from the Land of Fire. Oh, it's kind of ironic that I play Cinder.
Yeah. Because just like Cinder, you have acid for blood.
Exactly like him. Sir Lordington, say hi.
Hello, I am Sir Lordington from sunny Spain, and I play Triom, which is also ironic if you know what Spanish culture is like when it comes to stealing shit. And lying.
I take it it's fairly well frowned upon?
Yeah, certainly, very much so. No corrupt politicians here. None of that, sir.
We're also joined by Emerald. Say hi.
Hi.
Nice. So, okay.
I haven't finished my intro. You can't be
Excuse
stabbed
me.
by not doing it. There you go. I play Halconia, and much like Florida, there's plants.
Yeah. So it feels like it's been forever since we played last time.
A week.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. It
2
feels
weeks,
like it's
2
been
weeks.
way longer than like a week. I think we.
Because
Has it been 2
playing
weeks?
bi-weekly.
Yeah.
We haven't been playing bi-weekly.
Yeah,
that's
for
why.
the last couple of weeks, I guess we've only had two in.
Like, we played, skipped, and now this is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I asked in the chat, did we kill or do anything that warranted XP last session?
I don't think so.
I do not
According
believe so.
to
Bonus experience.
Unless I.
So that's at least 5,000 XP then.
uh,
Because like, for
according
the
to
first
the-
time,
chat, right? Wasn't it the 23rd the last time we played?
23rd of... no, I believe we played it on 22nd.
Oh yeah, well 22nd, but it says here there's a message from Emerald from that day. It says, reminder that we never got EXP for last session, so we don't forget whenever we have our next session. So I guess there's something
Did
pending,
we-
but I
What
don't
did
know
we
what's
fight
up.
last?
I mean, we fought the bandits last time.
Oh, we didn't get XP for those, I think.
I presume that's what it is.
Last time that we got XP is on the 8th of July for 250.
I gotcha. Well, unfortunately, I will have to calculate that up because I wasn't prepared and didn't think about it.
I mean, like, it's not like we're gonna level up in session
Right.
anyway, so I think that, like, total, just like a little bit bookkeeping.
Mhm. Okay, so please, as I'm sort of recapping, feel free to fill in the blanks. And we're gonna jump a little bit from map to map because that, helps me remember. So the last time, okay, there was some issues. There were what sort of looked like a rather fake post set up somewhere along one of the very minor roads leading out of Holland. It was obviously, or at least we felt, it was obviously sort of a scam of some sort. There were a couple of guards in Gauntholm gear asking for a couple of copper as we passed by, saying it was for road maintenance. We got into a little bit of a argument with them, and they probably wisely chose not to press it too far. We eventually started continuing down the road, and one of the guards that was there
I'll
came...
be right back.
Hmm?
I was saying, just continue. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get something to drink.
Gotcha.
While you break up.
Was running towards us, saying that there were trolls that had been attacking their small outpost, and then continued on running. We went back to scope it out, and after searching for a couple minutes, we found that there was absolutely no evidence that there had been a troll attack or anything of the sort. However, the very poor makeshift roadblock was still set up. We weren't quite sure what was up, but we decided to continue searching. After searching for the rest of the day, in sort of the area where we are right now on the map, we were stopped by a young-looking man in fairly impressive armor. As we would later find out, it comes to be that it was in fact magical armor. He stopped and he spoke to us a little bit. We eventually sort of, we were obviously thinking it was a trap. He certainly identified himself as one of the bandits, although, not quite using that word, edge. And we, fearing a trap, sent Flechette up into the air to the scout. They, realizing that what it was, someone scouting them out, several archers and two other bandit leaders, we'll call them, stepped out of hiding and attacked us. They themselves were not incredibly tough, as it turned out, although their gear was very impressive. Much more impressive than would belie their actual martial prowess. We managed to get a couple of magical items. Oh my gosh, I'm scrolled up so high. Ironically more impressive than yours. Yes. We did manage to, finders keepers their magical items after we killed most of them, captured one. But all the archers ran away. It should be noted that the archers were themselves using magical ammunition. And we did not manage to get our hands on very much of that, although a, scintillating sphere from Heliconia managed to at least snag a little bit of the loot. We captured one of the young men. I believe it was not the one who spoke to us originally.
No.
Correct. I believe it was Tebin we wound up capturing. He didn't really get much of a chance to talk. He was certainly alive, but he was kept unconscious. We didn't really go through the rigmarole of questioning him or anything like that, as we were just sort of going to do it later when he regained consciousness, before we handed him over to Gauntholm. It turns out that sometime in the middle of the night, he wound up waking up, had sort of a quick and terse conversation with Heliconia, where he found out that his brothers, which at this point he revealed the other two melee combatants were his brothers, were killed in battle. Due to some very poor rolls on Heliconia's part and some very high rolls on Tebin's part, Tebin mustered up the resolve to commit suicide by biting his tongue out, which, whew.
Not a nice way to go.
How did you not hear that?
I think she rolled like
a
a
natural one and a 2.
Like, how did we not hear his screams? Oh man, I feel bad for the guy.
Either way,
I mean, to be fair,
Ruin, he was a band.
we brought him.
He had no use to us without the time.
We brought him and the others back to the old Jeffroya's manor. Now revamped and now also in the possession of Gauntholm, specifically of Eleanor. We spoke with Sir Ora Neville Smythe gave our debriefing. He raised some concerns that we were also feeling, that it was quite unusual for just some mere bandits to be armed and equipped as well as they were. He did sort of give us a fairly well job done. He was somewhat impressed that it only took a couple of days for us to make some sort of progress. But he was sort of tasking us to do more and to finish the job. You know, it was well done for what you've done, but surely there's something more to this than what meets the eye. You should go back out there and find out what it is. We decided that we would take this opportunity to speak with Eleanor on more personal matters, finally deciding to come clean about the hidden staircase and the existence of the Titan underground. This is sort of the point where things got off the rails. We decided to break into her study with the hopes of breaking into her office while we were waiting for her to come. Some failed lockpicking checks and a failed sleight of hand later to hide our tools, and Eleanor opens up the door to see Trium actively working on, breaking into her study. She's rather angry. Let's say miffed. We'll be very very low key about it.
Such a complainer.
And
you're testing the locks. I don't know why she done that.
It winds up sending Trium away, out of the building completely, as she is, furious with him. Not only that, but finding out that she went into his library on the previous occasion first.
We were let in that time, to be fair.
It wasn't locked that time. I mean, at least from that way. But yes, regardless. So, she's rather miffed at this point. She brings us into her study. We can't find, with a cursory search, what's going on. So, Heliconia casts a spell. Detect magic, I believe.
Yeah.
We had begun searching when she cast it.
Oh, okay.
That's the sad part.
She wild surged in a particularly sort of unpleasant type of wild surge. The entire
could have been worse.
Could have been worse. Certainly could have been worse. But the entire area, for 500 feet in all directions, has become a wild magic zone. So any magic, divine, arcane, the bardic traditions, I believe they're still the same, cause a surge on a spell. Nithrin, not knowing this, also casted a spell, attempting to sort of dispel the area. His magic went awry, and two things have happened. Number one, he's grown several inches. And number two, he appears to be invisible to Flechette. He can see Flechette fine. Flechette can see everyone else fine, but Flechette cannot see Nithrin.
So sad.
Around about this time, we sort of find out from Eleanor's point of view about what's going on, that something funky has now happened, and that we, the party, are responsible for it.
That's quite the assumption.
Yeah.
Well, we did cast spells in front of her. It wasn't, but it should be noted before I actually get into the next part. We did succeed in sort of dispelling the spell, the illusory bookcase and whatnot, over the staircase down. So that is revealed.
So, it was just a trap of the illusion.
We roll bluff for that.
Eleanor, sort of in
Her nightgown? Wait, what?
rather miffed, has sort of sent us all out of the castle. we're not
Pretty rude.
entirely sure what's going to be happen, but she was rather incandescently angry, I believe.
We will have to kill all this town, like everyone, all the soldiers.
But we have to use it only melee to do so.
At least while in the thing.
I am here now, by the way. Like, fully.
Oh, welcome. Would you like to say hi?
Hello, everybody! It is I, Nan, who plays Nitron, who is the great worship to the even greater Spite Chain God.
Thank you. I gotta say, it doesn't feel just quite right starting the session without it.
Good to hear.
But either way, after that, we have left Jafroya's manor, and that is where we're picking off. We did sort of... We were sort of rather quickly going to another area that I had planned. There was sort of another shop that had sprung up in existence, but again, that was sort of rather hurriedly pressed forward as I was frantically thinking on what to do with the rest of the session. So we do not necessarily have to do that. However, what we will pick up on is after we have been kicked out of the manor. Trium, you were kicked out sometime before, though. What would you have been doing in that time? Would you have been hanging around outside the manor? Would you have been going and, getting a drink? Or...
Went to the tavern, I believe. Because that's where we met up with them.
Yeah, Mr. Trium went to the tavern.
Okay.
Have a drink.
And
After being unfairly kicked out.
I would imagine that everyone else would do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we walked in and we told them about what happened and all that.
Okay. So I suppose we shall pick up exactly there. We've gone into the tavern. Rather dour looks upon our faces as we have sort of incurred the disfavor of our brand new patron.
Yeah. I believe we already went a bit, but where do we go now?
I mean, she can release us from our contract if she's so pissed off.
Yeah. Maybe free revival.
I hate wild magic, simple as.
Yep.
Is that out of character or is that in character?
As in character, you know? You might say, well, I was looking at I was like, I hate wild magic. I hate it. Entirely.
Oh yeah, well, I'd love to ask, what happened? Why are you all here so early?
Heliconia happened.
It's not my...
God, what did you do this time?
I'm just helping. And, like always, I'm just too good at helping, and my assistance is not appreciated.
Yes, I know how that feels.
We worked so hard, Trium, but in the end, no one ever gives us the due credit.
Well, in the end, it didn't even matter, Heliconia.
I mean, we still did what we told her we were gonna do.
I mean, we did actually open up. The spell magic did work,
No, didn't your spell fail?
No, my spell worked, kinda, apparently.
I believe his spell failed technically, but the magic was dispelled when everything became a wild zone.
Yeah. So it at least the staircase appeared.
It was just an illusion that we could walk through, anyways.
Can you walk through? I guess, maybe.
Of an illusion?
Yeah, I don't know.
So basically, she now has what she wants, and she's kicked us out. I feel betrayed.
Potentially.
There's a matter of turning 500 feet around her house into a wild magic zone while she actively has spellcaster in her service. That might be a quite hindrance.
I mean, they can just, go have like a magic building a bit further out.
Are you willing to recompensate for their their like expenses for that.
I mean, I'm sure she's got plenty of money to do so herself.
Yeah, but
Rich people don't be rich by just like extravagantly like expending their money without asking recompensation.
Yeah,
She
that
didn't-
sounds like an excuse to be stingy. She got rich by being born.
Oof.
True.
Yeah, am I wrong though?
Can I get a listen check from everyone, please?
Sure. Oh,
Sure.
I like how you said properly. You said listen. You didn't really like.
You know, well, the only reason
Roll
I
back.
didn't say perception is because I went
Just
over
roll
it in my
back, hell
head,
yeah.
and I was like, wait, if I do that, people will get angry at me.
We don't get angry. We get happy. We get
Because we get XP.
you get free XP, yeah.
3 XP.
I'm waiting to
That's
be
right,
level
that's
6
my
for like
first
5 months.
Okan and Lordington, you can hear sort of from the direction of the manor the sound of a series of very low, as in deep, muffled booms coming from the manor.
Oh no. I think they're casting spells.
What do you mean?
I think what you did awakened that titan, and now that they are fighting that titan, and it's going to be all out war.
Let's go watch.
I'm just
Well,
pessimistic at this.
Oh. I mean, if they're casting magic, I kind of want to see what happens to the house.
Are we within 500 feet of the manor?
I think we're further away for sure, right?
Further away. It's
I'm
500 feet long,
Likely not.
Oh, really?
Those might be really loud booms then. Yeah, okay, we can check it out.
Actually.
but oh, how
Are,
holes
are we or are we not,
tall,
Grim?
isn't it?
Those are meters.
What?
Like-
1 meter.
This is
3 feet is 1
500
meter.
something else.
meter radius?
Hmm? No.
What,
It
no?
is still 500 feet.
150
I'm sorry.
meters.
I didn't pull you over. I went over to the map. And,
Uh-huh.
you know.
150 meters is 500 feet.
Yeah. So.
So it's like everywhere.
I mean, the town's got to be bigger than 150 feet, right?
Yeah, like, there's no way.
Not
It's...
according to this map.
I mean, this is scaled down, right?
Like,
The town's not 20 feet long in radius.
Yeah. We're actually just like halflings been the entire time.
It was rather small to begin with. You know,
Fair,
it
though.
has sort of expanded some, but we're not going to say that the entire, thing is covered.
Only
I mean,
like, a good chunk.
if we take this as like a scale, that's pretty much the whole town and outside.
It certainly is. What we are going to do is I will actually draw a shape on the map.
I like it.
How convenient! This city is almost like a circular shape.
Indeed.
Maybe the tavern's like just on the edge of the zone then?
So this isn't the most precise thing, so I will.
Do we get like a
reposition.
magical effect appearing when we like enter the zone? Like the light becomes green and the sparkles in the air and everything.
I like to think there is.
Yeah, same.
We do not. Are we going to the manor?
Yeah.
We're not gonna enter the manor, but
Does
we're
the
gonna
manor-
No, we still
look.
look from the outside in case.
Yeah,
they
we're
get
not go
discovered.
to the main road, I guess. You know,
We're sort
leading
of
up to it.
outside staring at what's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
exactly. Like,
Like,
outside
well-
staring up at it.
I see.
I'll climb up the shield, which I assume like is kind of larger than the other buildings. So like, see what's up.
But that's just because whenever we try to help, they get pissed off. So
Yeah, so we're not gonna help this time. We're gonna
We
stand
have
and watch,
been.
and then they can ask for help.
We have been asked to leave the premises.
Yeah.
We cannot go back there.
I mean, we could, but.
But I'm gonna ask the innkeeper whether if he has popcorn or not.
Is that the popcorn, good sir?
He does not. Different types of grains that he keeps in.
Does he not have any corn at all?
No.
What
What
about
type
some
of tavern
apples?
doesn't have a corn? We take some apples.
Apples and pears.
I mean, you know what? Ironic, I'm gonna ask the innkeep for like, can I get like something like a serve, like a platter with some food on?
He
Take
would.
it with me.
You know, he'd
Okay, yeah.
charge you, the price of
Yeah.
a couple of silver. You can all get a beer, and not necessarily a to-go cup. He expects the mugs back.
Yeah, of
but
course,
you
of course.
understand.
Yeah, we understand, but we just want some food for us to watch it occur.
But sure enough, there are some things
Take an
going
apple.
on at the manor. Not only the manor, but it looks like there's something going on at Alistair's as well.
Oh no!
From the manor, we see sort of flashes of light inside. And not just light, but flashes of color. Of all sorts of colors just sparkling. Almost like a glitter flying through from the inside of the manor. And we can hear maybe a small thud or two coming from Alistair's apothecary. It's sort of lingering and lasting at the manor at the very least. We only get one or two from Alistair's.
I'm gonna move to Alistair's immediately.
We
I'm
care
like,
about Alistair more
yeah,
than anyone else.
Alistair's been good to us overall,
Yeah. He paid his debt back.
Let's go check out his building.
We can always charge him for more.
Charge him for rescuing him for the damages we technically caused. Yes,
Yes,
I like
it's the perfect plan.
Perfect plan. Yeah, well, we trot up to his door, Grim, and
We're going to
We trot up.
Alistair's.
Open it.
It is
Yeah.
unlocked. Alistair
Well, bam, taking the door down.
We
is
kick it
on the
down
front.
anyway.
He is laying down on the floor. It is obvious that whatever he has been working on, and it was that he was working on something, has sort of just exploded in his face. Not necessarily a violent explosion, but more of a cartoony explosion. His hair is sort of frizzled and thrown back. His face is blackened with soot. It's very clear that he got caught off by surprise, but it does not look as if he is hurt. He's not actually bleeding or anything.
okay. I was gonna say, Alistair, I will load the healer, but I don't think that's the correct choice right now.
Oh my god, that's a good point. He does the wand while
What?
Go on the wild
Sounds like-
charges.
Have you
I
tried
think.
dispelling the area outside of it, Nitron?
I like dispelling from the outside into the
Yeah.
into the. I mean, I could try, yeah.
What?
Exactly,
Okay.
old man.
We're here
Now
to
you are
help
acting
you.
like your age.
Yes.
I can't hear you. There's a ringing.
Is his ears bleeding or anything?
They do not appear to be bleeding.
Is there any parchment nearby?
Yes, there would be.
And ink.
Yeah, as well. And he's sort of
Maybe the
shuffling to his feet at this point as well. Sort of, using the countertop to pull himself up.
Help him out.
I'm gonna clap him on the back and be like, "That's good, and get up there."
He looks
Got
very
it.
disoriented. What happened?
I don't know. What did happen?
I write down. We were wondering the same thing and show it to him.
The potion I was working on just exploded!
I'm gonna
I
say,
write down. Okay, no need to yell.
I'm not yelling!
Stop gaslighting, guy.
I'm gonna tell Longton Trio be like, hey, could you write down that we suspect there to be a wild magic zone? That's a
Okay.
plan.
I write that down and show it to him.
I have no idea what that means!
What? You screamed so loud you cut off. Like your mic, actually.
I have no idea what that means!
Yeah.
I write down don't cast spells.
And
What's
it,
the nasty
No.
thing, though? I
To
don't-
make potions, you need to be able to cast spells.
Do you?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Too bad.
put really
Now, in
spells
my
into
world,
liquid.
it does work a little bit
Oh, okay.
differently because, you know, there are the formula and the blueprints that we've seen before, but, you know,
Yeah.
it's still
It is
pretty
inherently
close to it.
magic.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Thank God I don't have anything magical like that.
It's just another means to enable it without being necessarily a full
Would
spellcaster.
we trigger a wild magic surge if we drink a potion that's already crafted?
Oh God.
it's time for science.
I start drinking everything in the apothecary.
If you do look around, you will see several potions on shelves. Not in the front anymore, but definitely in the back couple of things. They do not appear to be... they don't appear to be looking any different than what they normally do. You know, there's no fizzing, no shaking, no any weirdness to it like that. You know, the potions that are already created do appear to just be sitting...
Happily.
yes, on the counter.
Alistair, let's get you out of this place for the time being. Let's go to the inn.
you have
What?
We write it down.
I will go really close to his ear and I will repeat the same thing loudest that my 24 constitution lungs can do.
Oh God.
I run away before.
There's no need
Yeah.
to shout! Let me just lock up real quick!
Oh no.
And he does. He also takes those couple of potions off the shelf. He puts them in what looks like a safe or something like that. Does a little odds and ends of that nature. Security measures, quote unquote. And then comes out and locks the door. Presumably with Heliconia outside.
Oh yes, I wouldn't be
No
outside.
worries.
I'm locked in. Save me.
Okay, this is good. We have captured the wild mage.
Let me just use my scroll of knock really quick.
Let's get them out of
Yeah,
the-
don't try lockpicking. That didn't work so well last time.
For you, it did not.
But you know what? If the backs were magically enhanced, then maybe they're easier to pick now.
I think like the things that is already casted.
Or we'll turn
Stays
you
the
into
same.
a rabbit.
hopefully. Grim, because if we're gonna test this.
So before that,
Uh-huh.
let me paint this picture real quick. Pretty much everyone who has been in or around the town is now definitely coming to see what the commotion is going on. People are sort of streaming out of the manor, running, and a lot of these... Not a lot, but some of these people do look to be changed. We know that wild magic has a variety of,
Side effects.
I'm going to say, benign side effects. You know, it's not anything that will kill us, but, you know, we may be now purple
hot.
with, you know, light brown polka dots all over us. We may have turned blue, things like that. Things that are, you know, certainly affecting us, but not killing us. And it appears that if some people are certainly being affected like this, or maybe they're, you know, a race that we do not know of, but logic would
Can I
point
try-
towards something happening with...
Like you said, they were like running out of the manor, correct?
Mhm.
Can I try like stop one of them? Like, you know, if is it like a guard? Is it like a chef? Is it like
A servant of some
Around-
sort.
around them.
Mhm.
yeah? Can I just grab him and yank him and hold him still and be like, hey, you know, calm down. Tell me what happened.
Well, I was in the room, and I was heating up some of the water, and all of a sudden, these things happened. There was a series of like boom, 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 and all of a sudden I heard this music playing, and I can't seem to get the music out of my head, and I've seen all sorts of weird things happening inside the manor. It must be an attack of some sort.
Did you like what about the guards? Like, what about the, Sir, not necessarily Jafria, but in the lady, what about those? Did you see them at all?
I didn't really look. I mean, once I saw these weird things happening, I just started getting out of there.
She's coughing.
I don't know if that was in character or not, Grim.
No, that was just me coughing.
Okay, fair. I was gonna be like, I shield myself away from his coughing.
He's got the eye bleed plague. Oh god.
No, no.
Oh.
The Rona.
I think we should just stay outside and let it play out.
I mean,
Stay
technically we're
outside.
inside the zone right
Dispel
now.
this thing, Nitron, please.
I mean, I can try. I need to go outside this zone. And try.
Yeah, let's
Do we
go.
know? Do we know where the zone is?
I mean, do you know how big it is? Actually?
No.
That's sort of the thing.
I mean, we have been told, so like Heliconia would know.
I don't.
I
Know
don't
if would
believe
know
Heliconia
that.
would know. Like, we know out of character, but I do not believe she would necessarily know in character.
Like, I would definitely not know the size of it.
Because, this is something that went wrong with her spells, and she doesn't necessarily know in what way it went wrong. She can, postulate and theorize, and that's absolutely fine. So, I'm not, like, putting you in blind, but we don't necessarily know the specifics behind it.
Fun fact: if I get good enough
Trio?
at wild magic, I can identify what actually happens. So
Let's not use any more magic.
it's like
Trio?
when I reach level like 12 or
Trio?
something.
Can you do like a gather information to see like what's the rough area where the incidents keep happening?
I can do like Arcana.
Yeah, look around
If it
and
helps.
ask.
I don't know if it's really Arcana, but my.
So your gather information check, is a pretty good one, and we'll get to the Arcana check in a second. The only problem is that what appears to be triggering it is using magical items, something that has a trigger. Very specifically, the gentleman we just talked to was using a minor magical item to heat up water, and it went awry. It appears that if we have a magical object, it is not going awry if it does not become triggered. But on triggering, the magic actually, causes this wild surge. Most...
I would assume this would be potions as well, then.
I'm sorry?
I would assume it would be potions as well, like when you drink the potion itself, right?
You can have that assumption if you would like.
Yeah. I'm doing that assumption then.
The problem sort of is that even though that was a great, gather information check, past the manor, there's not a lot of, magical items like that to be used, and certainly way fewer people using magical items. You would know that there has been a very minor case of something going awry towards the temple of Palor. You, of course, know Alistair's apothecary, and you would know the manor. But really, that's it.
Where's the golem shop?
The golem shop would be one of the outside buildings. I realize I didn't put it. Now I look
Outside of the walls or like
outside of the
outer
walls.
buildings?
Yes, it would be one of the new buildings, which I just called it the workshop. Okay, hold on one moment. I will. If I can remember how to do text. I figured.
You go
yeah,
draw shape. There's text. I believe the last time as well we were about to go into like a magic shop.
We were. I sort of retconned that because I felt as if I rushed that a little bit. But we can address that as well in a little bit later. That would also be towards the outside.
But we know for sure that the golem shop, right?
The golem shop was this building right out here. They call it the workshop.
The
I need to
workshop.
check the range on detect magic. Should be able to like see it, right? Wait, what the?
I think
I'm not
we will
casting it,
say
but I just want to see the.
yes.
Yeah, guys, I just want to see the range on 60 feet range on that.
Not like it's a constant. Okay, what we can do is let's go to the golem shop, see if they were affected. They probably have shit ton of magic if they're able to craft golems.
Yeah.
And if it looks safe, you can cast detect magic there and rush towards what's gonna call it, the manor, and see where your detect magic picks it up.
Yep. That sounds like a good plan.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, if it's safe there, it might not.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We begin to head towards, and I'll pull a token on for people to sort of say where our party is. I'll shrink it down a tiny little bit.
Do we have a different name for our party?
Hell yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
Nitron's party?
Nitron token for now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Nitron. What is it?
No, that's a guard.
Guard member.
We get outside the gates, and we can actually see the members coming from the workshop coming towards us. It's sort of the commotion. Again, a lot of people are coming to, gawk at this point. They would see Cinder, and again, the one that we've met before, Cypress, I believe, would end Dwarven. What's going on, lad?
Some wild magic surges happening in the center of the town. We are trying to determine the radius of it. Was your shop affected by?
No, nothing like that.
Okay. So yeah, let's start from that radius, Nitron.
Is this some sort of attack or something?
No, don't worry. It was
I think the manor was trapped or something. So.
Yeah, the man is trapped.
Yeah, there's old manor, noble families. They do that kind of stuff.
I see.
They don't like moving in.
My understanding of magic is pretty low, so what I assume is when that illusion was triggered, there was a failsafe that activated. I humbly believe that truth.
Interesting. So you'd presume that whatever is going on isn't going to spread or anything?
Hopefully not.
Not that we know of. We are, like I said, we are trying to gauge the area it is in.
Right.
And after that, my friend over here is going to try to dispel the effect from outside.
Yep. Well, that's my detect magic, and I'm gonna be like, all right.
If you need.
I mean, you're probably better at that than we are.
You can help out for sure. I will cast a spell, and I'm gonna start heading back because I know it's a limited time I have with it.
Sure. You get it.
Yeah, I'd motion them to come along if they want.
So you're getting it at 5 minutes or so. You can, in that time, sort of fill in the rest of the circle, sort of this way. And we sort of know that, the temple, the manor, and the apothecary were already affected. So we have a really somewhat rough, but still pretty good idea of where this zone of effect is.
Yeah. Alright, then I'm gonna stand outside the zone, like right outside of it. And I will, with my magical vision, take aim at the effect of the wild surge magic. And try and dispel it.
God, I'm gonna stand away from Nithrin. I feel like this is gonna have a possible bad effect.
I mean, if you are doing against M's caster level, she casts that detect magic at 5 caster. So that's going on. Like that's good for us.
I think it's probably independent of me. I don't know if you can even dispel this though, because like, how do you usually dispel zones? Like a zone of like good
Like,
or evil?
Normally you don't, but normally wild magic zones do not come out of detect magics either. So it's
Yeah.
all up to like Grim, really.
So it's not something I've ever really thought about before, to be very frank. Dispel magic. It's sort of a burst of energy coming from you. And so again, it's not something I've really ever thought about before. More's the pity. About whether or not it sort of has a visual effect to it, whether there's an actual flash of light or a wave of something going through. And I'll leave that up to you and your own imagination. But let's just say for this purpose that there is some sort of visible effect that we can, observe as we sort of cast the spell magic towards the area, and it hits this line. It shimmers, and there's a small green chicken is standing in the area where we cast the spell.
Chick, as in like
a small chicken. Baby chick.
Oh, okay.
Did
Then you
Not
get
a woman.
disappointed.
Did you try to summon that, Nithrin?
No, I did not. Like, can I approach? Is it magical, Grim? Is it?
That's
I say
Is
you
it
do it
a
again.
good
I'll see if it goes.
question.
Wait. Don't walk in the zone with detect magic up. I don't know if that's gonna like trigger it.
I would doubt it.
Detect magic would be gone.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, you did dispel, not detect. Wait, no, doesn't he have detect magic up though right now?
Detect magic is
I-
concentration.
Try it again. Let's see if we get more chickens. Maybe they're the
Yeah,
chickens from the bag that are being summoned from.
the detect magic effect is now gone. He used that time to sort of probe the outside of the thing. This is something that
Okay.
he did afterwards. The dispel magic.
I see. Didn't
Hmm.
know if it was still up. Okay, so yeah.
I mean, I know where the line is. So I'm gonna approach the chicken, Grim. Okay,
Okay.
I will try and pick it up.
So you don't know what it is.
It attacks you.
It appears to be a small, if green, normal chick. It chirps when you pick it up, and it looks somewhat confused, but also a little bit hungry.
It's gonna eat you.
I'm
I'll
gonna
give
be
it some
like-
of the whatever corn that we got.
Yeah, I'm gonna, with the platter that we had, put somewhere. We're gonna I'm gonna feed it a bit. I'm gonna look at it, and be like,
You feed the chicken. How dare you?
yeah.
Oh god. We've become monsters.
Fun fact: chickens are actually cannibalistic.
Yeah, I mean a lot of creatures are.
But yeah, we feed a couple of grains or something, and it does not react in any significant way other than looking slightly fuller.
Okay, well, if that is the case, I'm gonna put the chicken in front of the zone, okay? Outside of it. And then I'm
Lion.
casting Detect Magic again towards the zone, but in the path where the chicken is standing.
It does not appear to
Right.
be magical in any way.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But
interesting.
what happens when I hit the zone a second time with the spell magic?
I don't know if we wanna.
Oh, how many third level spells you have? Jesus.
That's my last. No. Yeah.
Do we get
Maybe we
another
can like
chicken?
eat
So-
away the wild magic zone.
There's sort of the smell of just rotten eggs that's just permeating and coming from this area where you cast the spell. Like really strong, like not a rotten eggs, but if somebody took dozens and dozens and dozens of rotten eggs and just left them for several months, as if they were attempting to cultivate the smell of just foul rotten eggs and really like bring it up from a spell to more like an olfactory art form.
Okay. I have never heard of a spell doing that.
Clearly, chickens are the key to this.
Was there again a shimmer on the where the border would be?
Yes.
Does it look like a little bit further, assuming like the spell was casted from the same direction?
No,
Like
it
a
does not
dragon.
look like the dispel magic actually worked as intended. It looks exactly the same.
It is time to leave this place. Just ditch it.
Goodbye, Hollis.
So as we're sort of
Like,
Yeah.
not worth the trouble.
casting,
We should go back
things,
to like Mask City.
a gentleman, significantly
A
bigger than you
distinguished
all,
gentleman?
Yeah.
comes behind you and sort of he sees us, standing as a group. Hey,
How distinguished is this
How
gentleman?
distinguished?
what's going on? He does not appear to be exceedingly distinguished. He is very heavily clad in black robes, cloaks. He's making a definite effort to hide his face and any features that he has around about him.
I
Ooh.
will. Oh, hello there. My name is Nitra. I'm gonna stretch out my hand towards him. As is common practice.
He takes it, and his hand is gloved as well, black.
okay.
My name's Malcolm.
Malcolm. Huh?
What's going on here? I'm just sort of arriving, and there appears to be quite the commotion at this point.
It seems to have a wild magic zone has appeared. It seems.
Believed to be part of the trap.
A wild magic zone?
Correct. So, if you do know the arts of the spells that we do, I tried the spell just now. I was unable to, but yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you for that. Thank you for being so forthcoming. I'll admit, I thought, well, first of all, the first person that I would talk to would have no inkling about what was going on. And second of all, that, finding out what actually would happen would take a little bit more than, well, being answered on my first question. So I certainly appreciate it.
Well,
That's
you
what we do. We
see-
help people.
Exactly.
Good. And you are?
Me, I am Trium Bianca, also known as Trium the Truthful, for my inclination to always help people with the harsh truths of this world.
I see. Interesting. My name is Malcolm, again, and I'm the voice.
The voice?
Voice?
Well, yes, I speak for Lord Kind.
Oh,
What the fuck is Lord Kind?
that's a very loud voice to be.
Being able to speak for.
Indeed.
What? If I may ask you, what brings you so far? I guess north.
He
Remember?
gestures towards the wild magic zone. Well, I
Sure got
you
it.
should think that's somewhat obvious.
Well, I mean, that's rather quickly approached. It's barely been an hour since, I believe. I don't know. Has it been an hour?
It's probably been an hour. Not even an hour.
Yeah.
It's probably been closer to 30 minutes, really.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, yes. This is the kind of event that even Lord Kind will sit up and take notice for. And to be honest, now that I've sort of verified what it is, he'll probably be here himself shortly.
I
Oh,
see.
Why would he come to the danger zone?
It's Do you perhaps know how to deal with it? Because it's kind of occupying a large part of the town, wouldn't you say?
I think... Well... I wouldn't want to speak for him. Not in this situation.
That sounds like
The voice that will not speak for his lord. I see.
Oh, no, I don't necessarily speak for him. I speak for him. Lord Kind doesn't speak.
He's so amazing.
Oh, is he mute?
Well, he chooses not to. Apparently, I say apparently, I've seen it for myself. When he opens his mouth and speaks, reality changes in ways that are even unexpected to my lord.
Uh-huh.
Well, of course, obviously we are at your disposal. Should you need any assistance with this magic zone, we are very keen on getting rid of it, obviously.
And we have solved a lot of issues in the past for both Lady Jeffroya and Lady Eleanor.
He sort of tentatively speaks up. I am not sure we will be getting rid of it per se.
We're moving it somewhere else.
And asked me like, are you saying you want to study it?
I would say that if you have something in this area, it would be very wise to get it out immediately.
They're gonna turn to like the gulag. They're gonna like throw all their political opponents in it.
I was like in motion towards him. So just to be clear, like your lord felt this occurrence, correct? Or
Yes. I
Okay.
teleported out to sort of check out the situation to make sure I would not be wasting my lord's time. And I have, well, been reporting to him throughout this conversation. And I believe he can put his affairs into arrangement and will be here within the next hour or so.
I see. Well then.
Should we
Like-
stick around? Will he want to? Oh, I suppose he speaks through you, so perhaps not. But do you want us to do anything in particular?
Well, you could show me where you got that beer from.
Yes, certainly. Of course, the
World famous.
Broken Shield Inn. They have the best beers with eggs in the region.
Yeah, literally the building right next to us.
Oh, fantastic. Shall we come in? I'll buy a round or two.
Yeah, of
I
course.
mean,
Thank you.
If this place is going to be a bad zone rather than a wild zone in an hour, I don't think it's a good idea to stay here in a tavern drinking beer.
Sure, Lord Kind and.
Oh, well, yes. As I mentioned, if you have belongings anywhere within the zone, you should get them out.
No, I don't think that'll be
within
a
the zone,
problem.
that is correct.
No,
You,
I think
to
guys
Alice-
were all saying something at once. I didn't hear any of that.
Well, I would like to go Alistair's place and like clear his inventory, get it out of the zone.
Maybe you should say that to Alistair first, you know.
Yeah. Like I'm.
Well, you've already
I
grabbed
assume-
Alistair. I believe he's either been
Alistair's
with you or
with us.
at the shield or something like that.
Oh, okay. If that's the case, he's probably with us, I guess.
I'm gonna go to Alistair's ears again with my 24 Constitution lunge, and I'm going to ask him, Alistair, do you need help transporting your goods because they might be in danger in an hour?
1 second. My daughter needs me for something real quick. I'm sorry. You'll have to repeat
Okay.
that.
Alistair, I didn't know that you had a
Hold
daughter.
on, I'll be right back. What's up, kiddo?
Alice,
Can't believe Alistair. Alistair has a daughter that's such an old age.
He just left
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, Alistair seems to be a bit out of it, you know. When he said like bad zone, does it mean like this becomes a really, really bad zone, or does it just
I think they're just gonna nuke it.
I think they're gonna try to weaponize it.
what
That's
do you mean
my
like nuke it? Because I don't know what you mean by this.
Remember what happened to Torn? expecting
Oh,
Not exactly
really?
that, but I'm expecting like scale of that.
all right. I think we're gonna have to find a new town then.
I blame Laconia.
no. This is our chance to get in good with Lord Kind.
Yeah.
True. That it is. That it is.
I mean, if he wants to keep it, he thinks that the wild zone is a good thing. So, and it was us that did it on accident, but you don't have to mention that.
If you're gonna do that, I need like written promises that you will not try to break into his private chambers or that Toria is casting spells in his
In his
presence.
yeah, in his presence.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
without permission. True.
Like,
No, with permission as well. Like no spellcasting near Lord Kine. Like
I can accept that.
Yeah.
What is an absolute emergency?
pissing off a young, like spoiled brat of a noble is one
Alright.
thing. Like pissing off a guy who can change reality. Words.
Yeah, and literally teleport people at will. Or
Sorry
others.
about that.
To be fair, I think he said like the voice said he teleported, not
Yeah.
Lord Kine.
Okay, yeah, fair. Well, but then they're both very powerful at the
Welcome
very
back,
least.
Alistair.
Welcome back. We made.
Is there
Also,
a handout for Malcolm?
There is. And now that I've revealed who he is.
Oh my gosh.
Man, he looks badass. Oh, he's got a mask.
He
Yeah.
Cool.
does have a
He must-
mask.
He must come from the lovely city of whatever the hell it is to the north.
Don't you get uncomfortable with that outfit all day though?
He's probably got like AC.
It's
going
enchanted
on
to be
that
very
thing.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I didn't realize he looked so scary. I've probably been like,
Well, again, he was mostly making an attempt to cover himself up.
Right.
The cloak was pulled around completely.
I assume like the blue stuff is not actually there.
Correct.
okay, yeah.
He's not
fair.
actually glowing.
I mean, I'd be more impressed if he was.
So yeah,
Maybe,
Alistair, let's get your stuff out in case they troll.
Oh yeah, we
attack
should
you.
go. He'd be in the inn, wouldn't he, Alistair?
Yes.
He's with-
Is there
with-
anyone else we would like to talk to?
Isn't Alistair with
No,
us?
let's just go to Alistair and ask him if he needs help.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
do we have anyone that we like care about in the town?
I mean the
Okay.
what's the like the
The mercenaries? The
yeah, the
beggars?
mercenaries,
Are
correct.
gone, I believe.
No,
They
they're
left.
still here.
They're still
They're
here.
still here?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
It is, I believe.
Maybe ask like
next.
Flesher to like send a message.
Yeah. Can we have Flechette
Yeah, let's
send-
pay some. Or
yeah, I will emotion towards Flechette, but she can't see me, so I will louden my voice
Oh,
in
yes, she
Flechette's general direction. And be like, can you send a message
Who
to
said
our,
that?
It is I, Nitran, who said it. The one you
you
can't
can't
see.
hear him though, right?
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
she
she-
can hear him.
She can
yeah.
hear me, but not see me.
It was a joke. She would know your sound of voice. But yes, I mean, and she is still invisible to you. She will go on your behalf and tell, if we want to tell Or to, vacate the temple, if we want to tell,
I will say yeah for Or as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's get Or out.
Or, and I mean, yeah, Or's a good dude.
Mhm.
What about the druid? The
In there,
Inland?
she's fine.
Yeah, she's.
yeah,
Yeah, she's in the orchards. Those are far away.
Yeah.
true.
Let's have a
So-
drink with Malcolm in the meantime, then.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cinder,
Oh, wow.
however, you are helping Alistair
Alistair,
grab
you
things.
guys are awful. You guys are not helping. You're
Yeah, you need to keep our guests company.
You guys are awful.
We're
I
improving the
have
relationship.
6 strength. I'm not gonna be great help moving stuff around.
Moving
We
potions.
will be
They're
moving.
so
We
heavy.
will be moving very like delicate object that requires immense amount of balance.
That's why we're sending you.
On the other hand, I can use my great charisma to entertain Mr. Malcolm here.
Tell him a joke.
Please don't lie to him.
You do realize like humans don't get amused by ants by that much, no matter how charismatic the ant is.
That is factually incorrect. You have clearly never seen an ant circus.
No, like you find the ant amusing because it's an ant, not because it's a charismatic ant.
No, you find it amusing because it's a charismatic.
Yeah, no, watch a dog show.
Yeah. I mean, dog, that's like all right, but a dog that can like do like a backflip, that's pretty cool.
There's a reason I didn't say dog and I said ant.
Do a
Malcolm is
backflip.
watching somewhat stoically during this conversation. He's just watching, he's looking and focusing on whomever is talking and then turning his head, you know. Certainly not interjecting at all, but watching it all play out.
Alright, you go help Alistair and I'll stay here and drink beer for the good of the realm.
Truly.
I hope you will all appreciate my sacrifice.
I appreciate you.
So, I'm not going to make you roll rolls or anything for helping to clear out the apothecary or anything like that. That's silly. But that said,
Yeah, charismatic. Right.
would you please, Cinder, roll me just a 1d5, so you'll have to type this one in.
Oh, high is always good. Damn.
Until it's damage and then it's bad.
For thanking you for helping him out, he gives you one of the potions.
Thank you.
Oh, nice.
A potion of buff strength.
Bulls.
That's actually really good.
Off-
Actually, really good.
And you know, you spend the next while clearing out personal possessions and components, things like that, the spell blueprints, all that kind of stuff. And you know, we are just sort of tossing it, what we can into like lock boxes and stuff. But you know, you're strong enough to be able to handle lock boxes without too much trouble.
Oh, yeah, I can push 2,000 pounds.
Although that said, you know what? Never mind. We'll touch on that maybe a little bit later.
I'm also quite like good at balancing. and stuff. I'm probably the best one at balancing in this part.
Oof.
That says a lot about me about this part.
You what? I have like a lot of dexterity though.
Yeah, but I also have lots of ranks in it.
We invite him to our table. The premium.
Oh, he's a small boy.
Damn.
Wow.
Cinder, I'll pull you off to the side.
You look so much bigger outside.
Oh, this is where I go AFK for 2 hours.
Goodbye, Cinder. We're starting a whole campaign without you now.
Oh no.
I hope you would guys come so we can avoid this, but alas. Goodbye.
So again, you know, he orders a beer or so. He not only orders one for himself, but he orders one for literally everyone inside the building at the time.
Oh,
Damn.
He drops a couple of platinum pieces by the looks of it.
Oh my god.
And he goes, so, what can you tell me about yourselves?
I'm gonna, So I'm Nitron. I'm a worshipper of the great spike chain god, a cleric. And, alright, I met these fine people here, and we've been doing some work around both Holland and the northern city by the sea, actually. So,
Yeah, one with the masks. Lothan?
Lothan, correct.
Indeed.
Oh. Very
Yeah,
interesting. Have you done a lot of work up in Lothan? I'm from there originally.
I maybe did a few missions actually, like clearing out the lighthouse of some goblins. I believe there was even a demon there and everything, like a minor one, of course. But yeah,
It was
Interesting.
a full strength demon, actually.
yeah, and yeah, we cleared it out. We returned here, and then apparently, I know, how familiar are you with Holland? Have you heard of it before, or is it just a speck on the map for you?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm aware of its existence, but I must admit this is my first time being here.
Ah, I see. Well, Holland was ruled by Lady Jeffroya up until a couple of weeks ago when she disappeared. And then
We used to do jobs for her as well.
yeah, we did quite a few jobs. She was an unofficial patron, you could say, for our group.
He sort of leans in closer. So disappeared, do you say? Do you mean to suspect she was murdered?
Possibly. But
Potentially, yes, but yeah, unlikely.
How interesting. Go on. Sorry to interrupt your flow.
And then after that we returned. We entered a contract with Gontom a bit to help them out.
Was that
True.
Sir Eleanor, to be precise?
Yeah, through Sir Eleanor. Where we will clear out a few bandits in the area around that were been troubling. So we went and did that. And just returned today when the commotion occurred.
I see. Bandits, same as everywhere, really. So, the occurrence of this wild magic zone, many thoughts or ideas?
Be anything.
Yes, actually.
Uh-huh.
I think we have a pretty good idea of how it happened.
Oh, yes?
It may have been one of us accidentally.
Interesting. And which one of you would have accidentally done this?
I look towards Heliconia. She has a bit of trouble containing her magic sometimes, you see.
I see, and was this with the activation of a magical item, or an artifact of some sort, or... Forgive me, but bumbling around.
It's an innate thing that just happens sometimes.
So, the latter. Thank you. And not meaning to imply anything, of course.
Well, bumbling implies that
Something happened
around.
unintentionally while you were trying to do something else.
Yeah.
Yes. But yes. Either way, that's rather interesting, I suppose.
Usually it's not such caliber.
Quite so spectacular? No, I would assume not. Otherwise, we would have met sometime before, likely.
Indeed.
I say, this is pretty good beer, isn't it?
It's the whole.
Oh yes, you should try it with an egg in it. It just brings out the flavor.
I think I'll pass. But thank you. I've already had quite a hearty lunch.
Of course. So yes, we had a bit of an incident. Sir Eleanor didn't take it very well.
No,
Threw our group out.
I would expect she wouldn't. Oh, how droll. Oh, yes. Is there anything else you wish to tell me? I find your stories quite fascinating, must be said.
Well, right now we're mostly, I guess, looking for work. We were going to
assist the lady in something.
yes, but
Until
she threw us out, and well, I suppose our choice now is to go back to Lothan. We did miss the entry to the Merchants Guild by a few months, so I suppose we don't have much to do until then.
Interesting. So you were contracted with Eleanor.
Yeah, we technically still are, I guess, but we'll see if that lasts.
Right. Well, interesting. Well, it's no worries. No use crying over spilled milk or anything like that. I would imagine. At least that's always been my philosophy. What happens generally happens for a reason. So what more can you tell me about the area?
Well placed, strategically placed. It's in the crossroad between two major towns, or three rather.
What can you tell me about the area that I couldn't read in a report on the area?
well,
How do I put this?
there's something under the manor.
Do we want?
Yes, we do.
Oh, yes? Dungeons, crypts, labyrinths.
We don't quite
Not
know.
exactly. More of a dead titan.
Give me a will saving throw, Sir Lordington.
A will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at these.
Wait, what?
It's
Oh.
Oh my god! First time I rolled badly.
Very interesting, as a matter of fact. Huh. You certainly don't find those around every day.
Just your average day.
Very, very interesting.
We were sort of working on that task when what happened went down. What you see.
Right. I see. And just out of curiosity's sake, how many others do you suppose would know about the existence of the deceased Titan underneath the streets?
Well, 3 if you count us. Us being the party.
Of course.
Knew. And then Eleanor, one would assume, now knows.
I see.
And then Lady Jafroya, who's missing.
Yeah. I counted her.
I'm gonna say, well, since those two has already spilled the beans, well, that's also where we believe Lady Jafra might have ventured.
I see.
That she went past the doorway, as we call it.
If you will excuse me for one moment, I believe my lord is arriving soon.
Shall we, commit, perhaps?
I think that's probably a bit over our pay grade.
He sort of ignores you. He goes to the innkeeper, and he makes a loud, quite fine beer. Your parry was excellent, and he gives a few more platinum onto the board, and it's rather a chunk of platinum. I think everyone will drink for free today. And then he leaves.
Can I walk outside and just look in what direction he walks?
He's simply walking. He is simply walking outside. He is not hiding himself. He is not doing anything like that. He is simply walking outside, and it looks like he's sort of clearing a space of people around him.
I will remain by the classic door guard, Sarah Moonspire, I believe it was.
He would probably sort
And
of
just
head towards.
hit up a torch as I keep an eye on him in the direction he goes or whatever, if I can.
At this point, we're going to say that Cinder, you are now done helping Alistair. He has taken his items. And at this point, he's been doing this for, a few weeks, so he does have some sort of standing within the city. He is dropping his things off at the Broken Shield Tavern. There's not a lot of issue. The innkeeper certainly wouldn't say no to storing his things. Flechette returns. She has warned everybody she can sort of think of. Past the people we have sort of nominated on their own, and has told them to, grab their stuff and go, basically.
Go watch as well.
Why are you guys outside?
We are just looking at what Mr. Malcolm is doing. He's over there.
So Malcolm, are we gonna be looking at Torm level catastrophe of purging?
Catastrophe? Oh.
Are you deleting this whole wild magic zone off of the map? Should we expect meteors to fall down?
I wouldn't think so. Again, Lord Kine tells me what I need to know from him. Based on just my own surmises, I would expect not. However, it might be a good idea for when things happen, you all to step outside of the city gates.
City gates, not just the zone.
Correct. Debris and whatnot, always a potential.
Oh god, he's blowing up the whole place.
So, did the whole world shall know pain?
Oh,
No.
well, no.
No.
Again, I would imagine that Lord's kind interest in this is academic.
Oh, okay. It was just a reference to a theater that I've seen in Oriental lands once. Don't worry about it. Seriously, guys, no one watched Naruto?
No.
Sorry.
Never heard about it.
Either way,
I'm from the Eastern lands.
Malcolm's eyes flash blue. And several people appear with a, pop. Or
Like, just appear like this, hey, we're here now.
just literally like, hey, we're here now. I will shrink them down,
Okay.
and I will sort of show them to you in the order in which they appear.
Oh,
Are they
Jesus.
Necrons?
What's that?
I was about to say, are those golems?
They're like Necrons.
You may be able to see their names and whatnot, but, we'll figure things out. The first one to show up, it does appear to be some sort of golem. There is no life between its eyes or anything, but it looks like it's made up of scrolls, paper. You may be able to see some wands in its construction or something like that. If you would like, you could make a Arcana check.
Say Arcana check?
I did say Arcana check.
I cannot. I'm not trained.
I'm about to know the exact life history of this golem. No, that was a terrible roll.
And a Perception check.
Perception?
25
A
XP.
what? 3 XP?
Goodness. Yes, 10 XP.
Is that 5 XP?
We'll
Okay.
give you 10, but a spot check as well.
That's spot right. Okay. Yeah.
Specifically from Nikki on this one.
It's even worse than my fucking Arcana check.
You're not entirely sure, but you think everything you see, certainly one of the scrolls or something, were magical scrolls, but they have been spent.
Okay, so they teleported in by a scroll.
The second thing that we see is, again, very much obviously a golem. And it appears to be a golem entirely comprised of scrolls.
A scroll
True, I scroll them.
That's a way better name.
Yeah. Scroll them appears.
Both of
okay.
the creatures tend to either...
Can I go to the ride?
Sure, I will go ahead and turn off your timer.
Okay.
I don't think you have much time left. You don't. You got like 13 minutes
Okay.
left.
It's 12:30, so 1:30.
Yep.
Okay.
Love you too. And Lord Kind appears.
Ooh. Ooh.
Well, presumably Lord Kind.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh god, is it that spectacular when he appears?
It is rather that spectacular. He appears to be... the day itself is rather calm, but it's almost looking like he is in the middle of a raging storm. Not only is his, clothing sort of flapping in the wind, but he is surrounded by a multitude of scrolls that happen to be sort of flapping by, floating, surrounding him, almost creating an aura from him.
Oh, he's got
I
style.
give a gentle bow, as for respect.
He does not acknowledge you. However, Malcolm's eyes flash blue, and he says in a somewhat deeper voice than he was speaking to you before, thank you. Malcolm was talking to you some before. Can you fill me in?
Of course. There's a wild magic zone that has appeared.
I didn't mean like that. and you feel something reaching into your mind. You can attempt to resist it, or you can allow it to happen.
I'm gonna attempt to resist because I have no clue what it is.
Okay.
Let's see if I make it.
This is also the same for everyone. We all sort of feel it at the same time.
What is this resistance? Like, what check?
Out.
Maybe.
Will.
We'll see.
It's gonna fail, but I mean...
It's still gonna fail. That one. So...
Hate to see it. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, even if we get, like, 40, it's still going to fail.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
We are
Potentially.
kind Lord of Magic.
Yeah, you know what? I would try to resist though, like character. I definitely wouldn't want my mind to be pro.
I'm not even gonna attempt it
Not
because
a-
I
not
assume
a-
it's similar to what I tried to resist before, like
Yes.
the feeling.
Very similar.
So I'm not even gonna bother then.
He peers at you, Cinder, a little bit closer, and Malcolm says, "Huh, interesting."
What?
You're undead.
Yeah.
Remember? He can't
Like,
can't peer in the
no, he can. Unless it's a mind affecting effect, but I think I just rolled good. I got a 27.
Ooh, not sure.
Wow, pretty good. I got a 7.
I believe things are going to start from here. So if you would exit the town behind the walls.
Like,
Shouldn't we?
yes.
What about the populace? I'm gonna say.
What about them?
Are they not a concern?
No.
Why
We
are
should-
we a concern?
You should probably listen to him.
I'm just curious, like, why are we a concern?
Well, it appears that Malcolm had a rather pleasant time talking with you.
Understandable.
No trouble. Thank you. I will.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. I'm just gonna start walking out then.
I'm leaving it trio.
Like, thank you, Malcolm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, not sure if Malcolm can hear us or not, but say thanks to Malcolm for us.
Malcolm's eyes, the blue fades from him. He gives you a nod, and then he turns back. Lord Kine, as we can see as we're reaching forward, reaches from the sort of swirling scrolls around his body and plucks one without looking at it. He says a word from it, and all of a sudden there is an incredibly loud blaring, which appears to be centered some, if you had to guess, 525 feet up from where the dead magic zone is.
Dead magic zone or wild magic
Excuse
zone?
me, wild magic.
Okay, like,
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah, that magic zone would kind of screw up things even more.
Okay.
As this sort of alarm goes off, Malcolm crosses his arms and nods approvingly, and then sort of glances sideways at you and does a little shooing move with his hand.
We hurry up.
Yeah, we're on our way.
Is it okay if you, like, watch from top of the walls?
We can probably watch from like the gate. It's
The gate,
probably like a
yeah.
straight shot or something through the town.
Yes, Jennifer,
Yeah.
want to play?
I can
Take-
text her in a little bit, but probably not till like 3 or so because
Yeah.
they have naps and stuff.
And you're on.
All right, we're looking
Right,
forward
and
to
yeah.
receiving his text
Got some new
message.
balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Purple and green ones.
Did he get our number? I guess he broke our mind.
Give me a hug.
Probably because there's only 2 balls and they keep
I
getting
hugged Malcolm before we leave.
All right.
stuck.
Well, Malcolm's getting really lovey-dovey all of a
I
sudden.
know.
I didn't
Yes, I'll
expect
turn your
Lord
timer
Kine to
back
be
on.
like this.
You're too kind to me, Malcolm.
Malcolm and Lord Kine being hindered by the daughter appearing.
You
with their own
can't tell because
teleportation
he's wearing a
spell.
mask, but you think Malcolm gives you all a wink.
Okay, fair.
Gosh.
About 5 minutes pass. This sort of blaring is getting louder and louder as each minute passes, to the point where if we're standing in the city and we have not left, it's starting to get painful. Not just a little painful, well, a little painful starts, but again, the pain starts building and building and building until the only thing that we can think, were we inside the city, is about leaving the city.
That's fine. We're standing by the gates
Now,
here.
ironically,
No,
that would
fine.
affect everyone except for Cinder.
I was going to ask, like, this is like a living effect thing.
Yes.
You really start regretting giving me that ring, though.
Well, no, it's just, I just think it's funny that I have to constantly, I'll accept Cinder.
That's why I'm here, to remind you that you don't have to. I was just like literally about to ask, like, am I getting affected? I will leave though, because I was asked politely and I'm a nice person.
Of course. Again, 5 minutes or so pass with this sort of alarm going on, this pressure building, this pain building from the alarm, and people are taking the hint. They're sort of leaving in droves. They're not grabbing possessions, some are, but people are getting the absolute out of there. We cannot see Lord Kind at this point, but we can see the effects of whatever his magic that he cast is. And it's impressive, but in the same time, unimpressive. There's not large flashes, there's no streaks of lightning, no different colors changing, or anything like that. But what is impressive is that where the center of the town was, there has been erected a white tower that sort of takes up the entire wild magic zone and encompasses it.
Did it like rise out of the ground, or did it just appear here?
It more or less
Grim.
just appeared there.
Is this his tower, maybe?
I'm not sure if that was actually the one I wanted for it, but
Do we have a tower
I
in
don't
Torn
see
as well?
the other one.
Not certain, but Grim.
Yes.
There was a tower, but I don't think it was this one.
I'm gonna I'm assuming outside the range from past. I'm gonna cast Lore of the Gods and try and figure out what's happening. But basically doing knowledge rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So what knowledge rolls do you want?
I mean, you can give me arcane.
Yeah, okay, true. That's a temporary fire.
Is this something that happened in the past, and like in the history of Toria?
Yeah, like history or kind of anything else.
Giant towers just appearing.
He has conjured a large tower which encompasses the area. If you give me a history, I can give you, that one, whether it has happened before.
18.
Alright.
Yes, it has.
Do I know
Over
a
sites
location?
which have no reason, but there are several of these towers that sort of dot the landscape. Not only of this country or this continent, but all over the world. The description of this tower sort of fits those descriptions.
Nice.
Okay. Can I do like a religion on it, maybe?
Sure.
Roll a 2.
It
Let's
has
figure out it.
no religious significance in any meaningful way.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, man. Well, I mean, this lasts for almost an hour for me, so
Pretty much as soon as
Yeah.
it happens... Whoops, I actually grabbed the
Mhm.
wrong thing. We can see sort of Lord Kind and the two constructs walk into the tower. There is no entryway to the tower. They merely walk up to one of the walls and they sort of pass through it as if it did not exist.
if I were to like step a foot inside the gate, will I feel the pain again, or it's
No, it appears to be gone.
safe? I look back questioningly,
How big is the tower?
The tower stretches, if you had to guess,
Height,
it's all the
width.
way around, yeah.
Radius.
More than it needs to be. You would guess it's probably about 1,000 feet.
In radius?
No,
Oh,
in
okay.
height.
Like how wide is it?
It looks like it lines up perfectly, if you had to guess, with the wild magic zone.
Let's see.
So 500 feet in width, kind of. Or no? Was it
Right.
radius or the diameter?
Hmm?
Was the
It-
like the
I
Wild
don't
Magic,
remember, but
was it
I believe it was 500, across 500,
Radius.
yeah.
across? Okay,
I thought it would be
entire
radius.
diameter.
That bay, the circle.
Exactly.
That's all it.
Yes. After a while, Malcolm sort of strolls, his eyes glowing blue. Let's go somewhere and have a little bit of a talk.
I'll give you a nod, looking up at the tower, and be like, okay. I'm gonna ask him, shoot him a question, but you don't happen to know what happened to, Sir Eleanor and the rest that was inside the manor?
And he shrugs.
Okay.
Oh, I got a
Hello.
contract.
So I assume we are the lords now.
That'll be funny.
Really tells me there's no hole in left at this point. Really.
I will figure it out.
What do all the buildings around the place look like? Are they unaffected?
I believe there are a piece of debris.
So the buildings
Obviously
on
not-
the
not
very
where the
outskirts, where they,
Yeah.
sort of bisect, they
They
appear to
can
be
get
sort of bisected perfectly. We sort of look, and the buildings are as if one moment, they were a full solid building, and the next moment they are resting perfectly against these tower walls.
I assume there was some damage though, because not like some will lose integrity.
But, it's rather minor. Things would fall, these sort of buildings on the left side, there's less, building there than not at this point. But in any of the larger buildings...
Flechettes, like, I know that whatever they use get most people out, but just in case someone was trapped under debris or something, can you just give it a look and just get people on it? That would be appreciated. Thank you.
She does.
Such a wonderful spirit, Flechette.
We'll have to talk about becoming a full party member sometime.
That's a little bit going too far. I said I like the dragon, and I'm not gonna marry it.
Malcolm pulls you into the building. Oops, I forgot, sir.
But the other buildings are untouched, like the tavern and all that.
Yes, they're, up against this one corner. It's literally touching it, but it is not, damaged or anything.
Okay.
Or at least does not appear to be damaged.
And Lord Kine is nowhere to be seen.
Lord Kind is nowhere to be seen. Malcolm is actually behind the bar, sort of rummaging through everything right now. He pulls out some drinks. Whatever, bottles, pours more of the Perry, and pours us all some. His eyes still blue and glowing.
Oh,
So
so
I'm-
he's blue right now?
I'm gonna be like, so you're talking to Lord Kind, correct?
Correct.
Just wanted to make sure, but
So, to be clear about things that have happened and transpired, I have delved into your all minds. I've been told that I should let people know afterwards because it is the polite thing to do.
I mean, I don't look surprised. I was here I had a feeling about it, and did take a swig.
Indeed. So there are a couple of things that I believe need to be addressed. Perhaps first and foremost on some of your minds is your work status. The contract that you had with Eleanor is invalid as of this moment.
Okay.
I will see to that on the back end, or rather, Malcolm will see to that on the back end, so that you do not have to worry yourselves with any other things. Secondly, something that you may not be aware of. I'd like to sort of thank you for your assistance and involvement with the experiments that I had been conducting at Torn. Your sort of reports was very informative. I certainly appreciate it.
Do you mean like the orb of darkness?
What?
Oh, the conscious
No.
slime.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
He read our minds. He's like, oh, I see my conscious slime's doing good.
Gotcha.
Right. And
No, I think like he's associated with the people that we reported.
I don't think he's associated. I think he's read our mind, didn't he? And stole it.
Never mind.
Sure.
Never mind.
I certainly appreciate what you've done. We've also, I'm not uncognizant of the fact that things here in the city of Holland are a bit strained, or will be strained right now. So be it. However, I do feel as if you should be rewarded in some ways for your... well, the way events transpired. Certainly not necessarily what you intended, but other ways, what happened. It's very, very interesting for me to study. And as of late, I've sort of run out of things that are interesting for me to study. So again, I believe in some ways you should be rewarded. The keep to the north.
Ruined one that we were set up in?
Yes, it's yours.
Uh-huh.
And not only that, but I suppose a small parcel of land, say 10 miles square of the forest, are yours as well. Congratulations, you're landowners now.
Oh,
Thank
So
you.
we are being punished now? Why?
you rewarded.
You do not wish it?
Are we supposed to pay taxes?
Oh, yes.
But like that land is in the middle of a forest. There's not much to do to like agriculture and stuff. How are we supposed to pay taxes?
I would presume you would pay taxes the way you pay anything. Do you not wish it?
I will, of course, we wish it, and I kind of like clap Cinder on the shoulder and be like, talk about it later.
Good. As for taxes go, and he pulls out a small, rather inconspicuous wooden box. Since you're just starting out, things are not... well, and you're not very well developed, you don't need to do... we'll set it somewhere at 1,000 gold coins. All you have to do is put the money inside the box once a month, and then everything else will be taken care of from there. And he sort of places the box onto the counter.
I give like a cough, but like not when I hear the price. I'm like, a 1,000 gold per month, did you say?
Yes.
I look towards Trium. I'm like,
I mean, we technically have that kind of money.
I
Like-
mean, we do.
There's no way people are affording that tax like nowhere else in the in the country.
I mean, I'm sure the wealthy landowners can.
Yeah, but they probably have a lot of income as well besides that. I mean, I look towards Lord Kind or Malcolm and be like, that's... we do have that money currently, but...
Well, good. Perhaps I can change your minds possibly with the next thing. You, Heliconia,
Sir?
the staff that you have,
Indeed.
I'll buy it from you. 100,000 gold coins.
you don't know if it's for sale yet.
I look toward the corner and be like, take that deal, like staring intently at her, you know.
Do you want to sell it? Like, this could be worth much more than that potentially.
I mean, out of character, I know it's worth. In character, I have no idea. But
Yeah.
100,000 gold pieces is more than I expect in character as well.
Yeah, like
But
that's a lot of money. Like for Nitran to hear that money, it's just like he's a pious man, but still, goddamn, you know.
like, what would you even do with that much money?
That's like
Taxes.
10 That's like 10 years, like 8 years of taxes.
I'll be right
Yeah.
back. I'm going to refill my drink. While
Yeah,
you're,
fair.
you know, talking about.
Talking that in character. Yeah.
Just so you know, your staff is like worth
your
like
time's up.
12,000 gold pieces.
Yeah. So it's like
I mean,
he's
yeah,
offering 10 times.
I think he's only offering it. It's because related to like wild magic.
Yeah. Correct. So
I mean-
I'd say take the deal. Honestly, it's like let's take it.
Like you can buy that staff fully charged and would have 35,000 more
I
points.
mean, the staff does more than just shoot spells. That's the thing.
What does it do?
I don't know. That's the part of it, though.
Like you don't. Do you have a way to know
Possibly.
how?
I mean, I just sort of forgot about it last couple sessions, honestly. But
Like we got it identified. By
Yeah.
bit
they only
spellcasters
did
that
part of
we
it.
are.
That's the thing.
But like we did it with people that are like better spellcasters than we are,
Yeah.
and they weren't able to figure
Like
that.
the wand is like, or the staff, not wand. The staff is like artifact tier strength. That's the thing.
Yeah, and it cast those balls, wasn't it? But it wasn't even fully charged. It was like what?
Who said
5
it was an
charges, you mean?
artifact thing? Like the thing that you posted there is not artifact level. It's just strong.
Like I said, I mean, there's more to it than just the staff, or just shoot spells.
Can I go outside ride? It's one, so
I mean, if you don't want to sell it, don't sell it. You are just paying the taxes by your.
Yeah, I'm saying like 1,000, like 100,000 for like a staff, or
No,
maybe
I understand that's a lot, but
15k at best. I don't think we can get a better deal.
well, probably not for the thing. But the fact that he's offering so much almost makes me feel like it's worth more than.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's. I think that's the best we're gonna get for it.
Sure, but I never had a plan on selling it.
If you're not selling it, you're not selling it. Like I said, the tax is on you.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Actually, a good point. Is the tax individual or collective?
It's a collective.
Not if
Yeah.
you don't sell the staff, then it's like individual. And like by individual, I mean like by one individual.
And then wouldn't all ownership of it go to her then?
No,
uh,
this is not a democracy.
yeah, no, sorry.
Like we have an offer for 100,000 gold pieces for a piece of whatever that thing is
She
made of.
has an offer for it. You all don't.
Fair.
Real respectfully, sir, there's more the staff I would like to potentially learn at some point. And my own curiosity might get the best of me. In the same way you would want to study it, I would also wish to do the same.
What if I doubled that amount?
I mean, yeah, like at that point, like, if I was gonna accept it for 100,000, is 200,000 that much more? What would we even do with the money? Like, out of character, is there any thing that we really like? Yeah, we all want.
We can buy artifacts or like high level item gears easily. Like,
Wait,
you want like a new, I don't know, like coat of charisma, I guess, of like +4 level easily, Like plus 60 and probably.
At that point, almost as soon as he
If you
said
can
it,
find it.
he would put up his hand. No, you're right. That's too much. Best not to tempt you. Either way, thank you. I respect your decision not to sell.
I don't.
I think Lordington had a heart attack. Because of
Yeah,
that.
he's been muted for a while.
I killed him.
Wait, I'm muted?
Yeah.
Fuck, I've
Yes,
been
he-
yelling about how you should
I was
sell
gonna
all
say
this
he had-
time.
Yeah, like I kind of.
Yeah, now that I think about it, you've been quiet for a while, yeah. Since we talked with Malcolm, I think, like, before.
Oh no.
Here.
Okay, well, Trium just kind of can't believe that this moron isn't selling.
Yeah, same.
Need a moron. The problem is, I mean, 200,000 gold's a lot, but to me,
Are you paying 1,000 gold per like
It was just
month?
100.
For a...
He did sort of renege on that 200,000.
sure. But like, still, I mean, like, money wouldn't mean too much for me. So, I mean, we could offer him. What else do we have in the party note?
I don't think you want
Would you like
anything else
this?
to have.
Would you like this gold that shines?
Yeah, we give him
Presumably,
the coin.
you want this. You want this for the same reasons you want the staff, because it's tied to wild magic.
We can give him the coin. How much do you want that for? 100,000 gold.
He's not interested. He's interested in the staff for other reasons.
Let's see. I'd have to politely decline, of course. You know,
Oh,
Grim,
well.
side note, at the start of the session, I was like, or before the session, I'm like, oh my god, I had that staff. I need to remember it. And then I forgot immediately once we started the session.
Sounds about right.
So I guess you're paying the whole of the taxes?
Yeah.
Because I'm not paying because you decided to not sell.
We were paying it regardless.
Yeah, but you're the one that's gonna have to front the cost.
I mean, shrug.
I believe that's all of the business concluded. Unless there's something else. You'll have to excuse me. My attention is somewhat divided at the moment.
I'm sure he.
Yes, of course.
Maybe
I'm gonna be like, oh, did you find what was in the basement?
Well, no. I mean, I've known.
Oh. Well then.
Well, I don't believe we have anything else that may interest you.
Oh.
Because, you know, other than the staff, we haven't had many wild magic incidents.
Oh, well, I'm not interested in the staff because it's association with wild magic. I'm so interested in the staff due to its sentience.
Sentience?
What?
It's an intelligent item.
It's sentient? Has it spoken to you, Heliconia?
Yeah.
Once.
Um,
like 2 months ago. When we first got it.
And you didn't care to mention it. While we were like going crazy about you getting possessed or something, you failed to mention that this
If
thing
you
speaks to you.
remember, I couldn't exactly tell the truth at the time.
There were like numerous ways to get around it, and we have gone through those things, and you're still
Oh
deciding.
gosh,
to
I'll be
not
right
tell.
back. I gotta pour this out. It's disgusting. Oh.
Okay.
Like I said, out of character, I just kept forgetting we had it. But
Bruh.
which adds more salt to the injury. Like, we are skipping 100,000 gold pieces for something that you keep forgetting about.
Exactly. You know, I
Yes.
understand.
Yeah, well, that's gonna hurt.
What's gonna hurt is more than like 10,000 gold per month for that
I mean,
place.
if you all don't want to pay it, then we can just not take the land.
We're too late
Or
for
you
that.
can
We'll
just
go
sell
to-
the stupid staff that you don't use.
Yeah. You're gonna the stupid stat that is like how many charges remaining? Because remember it had like little to none.
8. There's 8 charges, I believe.
Yeah, it has 8 charges remaining. It had a value of what was it, 12,500 GP according to the notes by itself.
It has 10 charges, not 8.
Oh, 10
Oh,
charges.
10, okay.
So it's like 12,500-ish. 13,000 or so.
Yeah. We could basically offer 3
Alright, sorry about that.
over
I'm
2
back.
times this price.
Welcome back.
Come back.
That last bit of coffee, I don't know what it was, but it was absolutely disgusting.
Dale.
So
Well,
it
like,
speaks,
even way more than that. Sorry. Go ahead.
and you didn't mention it, and now you don't want to sell it. And I'm just thinking you have a toxic relationship with that staff, and you need to get rid of it immediately.
Yeah.
An abusive relationship.
You can't even remember it! And now you want to keep it!
Yes, I want to keep it.
But offer 100,000 GP.
I feel like there's something you're not telling us, Heliconia.
I mean,
Yeah.
you wouldn't believe me, but I just don't want to sell it. I mean, I believe Kine has
you
told
have
me.
you have
Every
given
time
I say
ample
that.
reasons not to believe you.
I'm
Sure.
gonna look at Malcolm. Is she possessed? Can it do that?
Well, could it do that? It's certainly not unlikely. Is she possessed? No.
But it fully has the option to.
Oh, well, perhaps. I mean, it's certainly not within the realms of possibility. Do you mean this specific intelligence? I don't know.
Sell it.
Yeah.
Sell it.
I think the staff contacted you, like telepathy or something. Maybe we should ask the staff. Maybe it would want a
That is
better
not what
master.
he sold.
If I
maybe-
recall, and it looks like he's thinking of something differently, the staff said hello to her.
Correct.
Did
Yeah,
she
I would
answer?
be pissed and look for other masters if I called my master, said hello, and she didn't answer for like 2 months.
No, she said hello back, but then it
And,
went to sleep.
And neither of them talked for 2 months?
No, it literally hasn't been brought up since then.
Gets offered 100,000 GP, says
Oh.
no.
She's not selling. It's
no.
her staff. I mean, like, not much else we can do.
Yeah, no,
It's
nothing
wrong.
can do.
Well, very well. As I mentioned, I think we're done from now. All rights of ownership will be transferred, or have been.
Oh, that's
I
quick.
can't think of the word. Have been bequeathed to you. Certainly not the word that I was thinking of, but
Oh,
it'll do.
wait, we should sell the keep immediately without like getting taxed.
Got the lady Eleanor. Try and sell it to her.
If there is nothing else, then goodbye. And he disappears.
Your Grace.
I think it was Malcolm. Like,
Oh.
Wow.
Is it?
I'm speaking through Malcolm.
Well, we had the chance to get 100,000 GP and in Lord Kind's good graces, and we squandered it for a staff.
I don't like the
Yeah.
word that you use, like the one that sounds like we did that. Like, sounds a little bit off.
Yes,
Yeah,
no,
no.
Heliconia squandered it for a staff.
Yes, that's correct.
We had the chance, but Heliconia squandered it for a staff. So she doesn't get to be in any negotiations ever again.
Dreadful.
Now we need to find out what to do to earn a living, because we could have lived comfortably, but now we need to work.
For the rest of our
Yep.
lives.
So, yeah, with 100,000 GP, we could have hired a bunch of peasants who do what they're told, had them work the land, and live forever like nobles.
But now we don't have any capital to fix the place, to deforest the place, to work the land. Oh boy.
So, I guess we're going back to Lothan to...
Yeah.
Wait, actually, the Verdant Sky Company threw us out of there. So, that's not really much of an option either.
For how long?
Yeah.
It was only for was it a couple of weeks, a month?
I think it was until the time that we were supposed to be there.
It was
2
it was
months.
for a month.
There's still like 3 weeks to go.
Which, by the way,
Since when we care about what we're... Wait, we are actually nobles. They cannot go They cannot go attack nobles. out of
you are
nowhere.
not given a noble title.
We're just
Like
landowners.
that's an OOC thing. Yeah. Just to clarify,
Is that a difference?
We are technically part of a country. Attacking us, the landowners, the country, should be a political act.
Sure.
They're the people who handle shit for Lord Kind, so... If we were in his good graces, because we sold him a staff and been cool with him, then maybe we could get away with it.
Politically, where the keep is, like, what part of the state would it be, like under, like, not Gauntholm, obviously. Is it Holland? Is it like central, capital? Is it like Lothan?
What was
Is
it?
Lord Kind?
Likely.
No, like under what duchy? I would assume, like under what like barony county, like who is our like lord and master? Is it Eleanor?
Likely it would have been Holland now, and again, this isn't something I went over it with Malcolm, but it's in itself. You do not have a lord over you for this land. It is yours to do with as you wish.
I declare
Same with the
myself-
forest.
I
Right.
declare myself as the Archduke of the Abandoned Keep.
True, we are the Archdukes.
No,
of the
but
Band.
listen.
Toria,
If we-
you are
if
the
we-
de facto leader that posing as my vizier. Nitron, you are the religious
The High
person.
Priest.
high priest.
Yeah.
Heliconia, you are banned.
You could have been the court wizard, but you had to not sell. No, but see, what we can do is if we get enough money, then if we get peasants, start working the land, we can have it grow into a new city, and then we can be the lords of this area.
Yeah.
And become
To be
nobles.
fair, we do have a decent amount of capital. If we stop saving up for our profession and getting better gear for ourselves, like if we stop doing that, we do have a decent amount of capital that we can start making people work. We have collectively 15,000 gold pieces. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, besides, Holland just got turned into a giant tower, so there's probably a lot of just homeless people out of work, who are going to be desperate for a job.
Yeah.
So why not go survey a new territory? Because we also have the acres of forest around it, and
Yep.
see how we can turn a profit.
We still have what's his name lurking about somewhere that they had to deal with.
Oh yes.
So while we're sort of speaking, Malcolm would appear in front of you,
Oh, just like that. Now,
just like that, give you all a nod, reach down and grab a barrel. He'd look up to you and say, "I say, this is fantastic stuff, isn't it?" He'd
It's really not.
Put a pouch down, and he would disappear with the barrel.
Okay.
What if we finance the reconstruction of the broken shield and turn it into Lord Kyne's beer supplier?
He
Or at
seems to
least
like his
his
beverage.
Voices. It's
Yeah.
a beer supply. There's a lot of opportunity now around Holland. It's just a shame that we don't have an extra 100,000 gold coins to start entrepreneuring with.
Man, you
But,
guys just keep on punching down, don't you?
Yeah.
Brutal.
It is never gonna stop.
It's
I don't think
never
we
going
even,
to.
I don't think we even started yet.
This isn't gonna stop until we're at least 100,000.
These are the love taps. These are not punches.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty punching. You guys are beating pretty hard.
How much was
Hey.
the tax?
If Grimcat, you're given $100,000, but your dearest neighbor, instead of selling his really shitty
I mean,
car,
if I were given an
decides to keep
imaginary
his really shitty-
$100,000,
No,
I don't think I would punch
okay?
that
You
hard.
got a roleplay here. You got a roleplay here, Grimcat. Okay?
Exactly. This is all in character.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I say we go survey our new land.
Yeah. Let's go survey it, I guess.
10 miles, he said, right?
Yes.
There must
Square
be-
miles?
Square.
Assume so.
Oh, 10 square miles.
Yeah.
That's way too smaller than 10 miles square. 10 miles radius.
Is 10 square miles less?
Yeah, is it 10 square miles or 10-mile radius?
Square miles.
That's not a lot. Wow.
1,000 GB for that? It better be some good area.
That's like you just 5x2.
10,000 or 1,000?
No, it's 1,000 monthly.
1,000 square miles. $2,500 square kilometers. Hmm.
Like, that's around, like, imagine 1/8 of a 5-foot radius.
So it's been some time since we've been to what I have labeled as the hideout, quote unquote. As we are arriving, it is dark, however. So, you know, for one, this map is much smaller than the last time we were here last. And for two, you know, the last thing we did was, rather the last thing Darren did before he left, was he actually was paying on our behalf for people to come fix it up. And sure enough, throughout the intermeeting month or so that it's been, people have been, and apparently he paid quite well. And people have really gone through to the trouble of fixing this area up. The castle is in good keep, I suppose, not exactly castle, is in good working order. There is some furniture there, very simple, not very ornate, but it certainly works. And the grounds have sort of been seen to, gone through, and at least in the areas around, sort of cleaned up, including what we had a little bit as our sort of fighting pit as well. But, of course, that is a little bit less so.
Looking good,
Hold on,
looking
hold
nice.
At least now we have a
on.
place to spend the
I
night.
have a small child calling me.
Yeah. Just gonna ask, is there anybody here?
We have our own basement for Dead Titan.
Yeah, we could have filled that basement with 100,000 GP. I cry. I'll cry myself to sleep every night now, in character. I wonder
Oh,
if
I
the
know
kobolds
I
will
know
be
what
here.
we can do with the terrain. So the workshop's now in the middle of nowhere, with a giant ass tower by it and a destroyed town. We can rent them land for them to set up the workshop. Hire some security for them. We can become their patrons, essentially. That's how we start building a town, by putting shops.
There is no reason for people to travel through here, so no one would set up shop here.
There's also no reason for people to travel through Roland anymore. They're probably scared as well.
Now that they don't, so they will go to places that people would go through, not us.
No, but this can be the new Holen because
They
it's
still have to go through.
close
the
to
place.
all the it's close to kind of the
Yeah, like, we can
crossroads.
go into that, but like we need roads.
Yeah,
Ah.
thankfully we know a couple of guys.
Like Holland had the advantage on being on literally on top of the main King's Road. We are a little bit like sideways from that.
Yeah, but we know road makers now.
True,
'cause
we
we
do.
met them.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not saying that we cannot attract any shops, but we're never gonna be a trade stop unless
I'd
like
have
we
to look
start
at them.
we start like expanding towards eastwards, but we don't have that much land. I looked into like our area. Let's see, 1.75. Like we have approximately 1.85 miles radius. That's our land. Assuming it's like a circle.
So, bad news. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go. Sorry to do it, but it's the joys of being a parent.
Is there
Oh,
no.
Yep.
Yep.
So, sorry about that. I will have to catch you later. Either way,
so 10,000?
a lot of exciting things happen this session, and somebody ping me like, I don't know, in an hour or so, and I'll figure out the experience and stuff. Either way, again, sorry to do it. You know, it seems like I do it a lot, and I was already complaining that it didn't seem like we played a ton, but, you know, my bad. Things happen. Hope you all have a great day, and